This video is to just show you guys what our day-to-day life would normally consist of with the chores that we have to do around the house, what types of things that we have on the property other than our dogs, and just kind of show off our nice little garden that we've been slowly trying to put together.
Also, as she's doing that, she's going to tell you all the work we have to do to go on one overnight trip because of our gardens, because of our chickens, because of the cats, because we have a lot of preparation. It takes us about a week to get the food, get our stuff packed, and get all the animals taken care of, and that's just for one night. So it's a lot of energy for us to go out and try to keep all of what we have. So go ahead and show them around. I'm going to get this tent peeled down.
Okay. So he does not like the sun, obviously. He's a snow dog in both aspects of his breeding. So the husky Malamute, or Malamute husky, whichever way you want to put it. The dad's Malamute, the mom was a husky. That's where he gets his beautiful red coat from, because when we look at it, it's brown, but when others will look at it, it's red. So it's like a reddish brown coat. That's why he's so pretty. Okay, I am going to go to the chickens first. This is our really ugly white house. It looks like a ghost house. Creepy. We just keep stuff in there, like the lawnmower, a couple of like boxes and stuff like that. Nothing major. This is our V. It's Pride and Joy. It's actually really nice inside. So that's our big boy, Americana. Doesn't have a name. We don't name our chickens. I don't know anybody else who names their chickens. Okay, people who actually care about their chickens that don't want to like eat them. Yeah, pet chickens people name. But if you ever are a person that like owns chickens for food, you don't usually name them, or if you do, I don't know who you are, and I'm not proud of you because I couldn't name him. He scares me, by the way. He scares me a lot. He's just all scary. His girls are in the house and the run. Sometimes we let them out over here to go, range and stuff like that, but not usually. That's their little chicken coop where we get the eggs. You'll see V branches because Michael just chopped down the dead parts of the tree. The tree looks really nice and healthy. That is Balto's cage run. Half the time he's with me in the house because I work from home. The other half of the time he is in here with his air conditioner on. That's why it's white. That's why it's covered in that greenhouse mesh. It keeps his cage cool for the most part. And then our baby chickens right now are in that box. Actually, if you guys want to see them, I can show them to you. You can hear them, I'm sure. So they're getting pretty bug. They're not big enough to be in the run yet with these guys. So most of the boys are out. You can probably see the girls are over there. They like to be by their man, the big guy. He's very territorial. Okay, let me show you the rest of the house. That's our yellow house cottage. The one bedroom. It's tiny, but it's nice. We just built my flower beds, and we potted the flowers. This is actually strawberries. These are strawberries. We have some strawberries ready to be plucked soon. I'll give them about another day or two. Then you come over here. These are different flowers. And this is actually a rose bush, and it did bloom. And if you see, there's going to be one popping. It's growing right now. Let's see. And then that's what it would look like. This stump has been here since we moved in. And we put a vine through it. It was tiny when we first got that vine. It was really tiny. Just planted it along, and it's supposed to just vine through everything. So it's good for the bees. So there's that. These are our pumpkins, and those are our watermelons. Pumpkins, watermelons. Michael's motorcycle. We will show you the garden and our trees. We had an orange tree that we planted here, but it died. It did not last winter. We had another olive tree all the way in the back behind the chicken coop, but that also died. Because it did not survive the winter time. So, okay. These are our beautiful flowers. We had some here too. They sprouted for a bit, but they only bloom for about once a year for a little bit, and then they'll go away. So next year we'll get them again. That is Michael's rhubarb plant. He's obsessed with rhubarb. This was a nice tree, pine tree. Balto had peed on it before we had put all this on here, this fall. Before we had started our garden this year. Again, we had one last year, but this year. These were outside in the elements of Balto, and he would come and he peed on them. So they were kind of dying. So we put this all up. Michael's been trimming her, and she's coming back to life, thankfully. She was just all brown. And now that she's coming back to life. Nice. Same with this one, is we're trying to get them back, but Balto has peed on it, so it was pretty bad. Corn. Lettuce. That's supposed to be bell pepper, but it kind of looks more like a tomato, and we had tomato there last year, so we think it's tomato. I can't remember what I put on that. Well, second to last row. And then all at the end is onion. And then those flowers all the way in the back by the tire, those are potatoes. And then we have green beans, right in front of the lettuce. There's green beans right there. And then we have carrots over on the left side. And then that's just more corn. So that whole row right here is corn. We have a varmint, and you can tell because that middle row right there, it looks like it's been stepped on. So I'm actually pretty angry about that. This is broccoli. And the good thing about a lot of these is that the chickens can eat them. So if we have too much, we can just give them to the chickens or eat them. They're fine. So these three things, that bigger plant, that's not basil, I can't remember it. Parsley? No. I will remember it, and I'll put it in the link. The middle one is zucchini, I believe, and then the last one was tomato, I believe. He wanted them. These are peach plants. Our neighbor was nice enough to give us two peach plants when we had moved in. So that's the peach plant. It's growing very big. This one is also a peach plant. She almost died. Michael whacked her one good one when he was doing yard work, and then Balto also pees on her. So then we put this blockade up, so she's been just flourishing recently. This is the apple plant that we bought. And the same, we just wanted to make sure the dog doesn't get to it. That's essentially all the chores that we have to do with. Make sure these are all watered before we leave really well. We have those tiny things here. They're just flowers. Those are my favorites. We have some plants in the house. I won't show you those, but we have two cats in the house as well. This is a random tree that Michael's grandma gave us, but we have no idea where to put it. So far, she's still sitting there. So those are supposed to be flowers in that pot. We put assortment of different seeds in these pots. My mom had given me like a huge assortment of seeds, and so far nothing's in this one, but there's been a couple of things popping up on this one, so we're just waiting to see what comes up. Most likely basil and jalapeno. We'll see. That's essentially it. We do have to do all of these chores in order to be able to go on our trips. We have to give the girls extra food in the house and water. We have to make sure that the chickens have food and water, and the baby chickens have food and water, and make sure all the chores are done, like mowing the lawn and stuff like that before we actually leave, because when we come back, we're going to be super tired and not want to do those things. So, that's the end of my story. He is super tired, you can tell. Doesn't like the heat, but he's not panting, so that should be fine. Right, Foco?
Tear down's pretty easy. They left the bag big enough to get this sucker in there.
That's good. Okay, Michael.
Later, guys. Next time we'll see you, we'll probably be on a trail, so take care, be safe, and like and subscribe as always.